You know, when I left the theater after watching this movie, this is what my face looked like. Ride Along 2 is an unnecessary sequel that stars Kevin Hart and Ice Cube and is directed by Tim Story, who brought you Barbershop and also brought you the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies. Ew. Well, at least it wasn't directed by Josh Trank, the director of this piece of shit. Give this movie a Razzie, please. So for those who have seen the first Ride Along movie, you know what happens. And even if you didn't see the first movie, it wouldn't matter anyway, so there's no big deal. So in this movie, Kevin Hart is about to get married. But before that happens, he has to catch this bad guy with Ice Cube. So Kevin Hart is a rookie cop, and while he's with Ice Cube, he acts the fool and he goes on his antics. And shit hits the fan, and that's all you get. Yeah, shit. Something that belongs in the toilet. It's the month of January. It's Toilet Bowl month. Now, when I first saw the first Ride Along movie, it was okay. It was not very good, but there are at least a few memorable moments in the movie. But the movie suffered from a major flaw, and it's Kevin Hart trying too hard. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Kevin Hart is a pretty good comedian. Last January, we had The Wedding Ringer. He was really good, but sometimes in a movie like Ride Along, he could just be over the top and try so hard, so that he could get a laugh from us, and it barely works. You do not need to be over the top just to be funny, it's just annoying. So we get this movie. We never asked for it, but we got it. And it appears to me that the mistakes from the first movie was never learned. I felt like I was watching a shitty cartoon rather than a film. You got Kevin Hart pulling off these ridiculous stunts, Ice Cube getting mad at him, and a bad guy plot you just don't care about, because the story is not intriguing enough. Now, let's talk about Ice Cube because I think he did okay. I like him as an actor. He did wonderful in the Jump Street movies, Barbershop, some good films, but then when he's with Kevin Hart, the chemistry with the two sometimes come off as stale. These guys are about to be family, but because you feel like Kevin Hart is playing Kevin Hart, you just don't believe that these two guys have developed anything together between the two movies. It's just a typical smart guy, dumb guy, buddy cop film. Olivia Munn is in this movie. You know, she kind of reminds me of Rosa Diaz from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the woman who always have one expression. I always look like this. I'm a badass. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is better than this shit. She has nothing to offer here. There's not many things special about this film. The comedy, really lacking and very awkward. There were at least a few times I laughed so hard. At least 2 scenes that got me. So that is the good side with this film. But other than that, everything else with this film is just fuckery, and Kevin Hart going on with his fuckery. This film tries to be the ultimate buddy cop comedy crime movie, but because of its awful direction, a lack of comedy, bad script, it fails to please. And even if you like the first movie, the trailer for this movie showed too much. So when I watched the film, I knew what was going to happen. There were a couple of moments that could have been suspenseful, but all because of one trailer, it gives it away. Stop with these godforsaken trailers. In the end, Ride Along 2 is a forgettable movie that was never needed. I'm giving Ride Along 2 the red ribbon of lackluster. So next time in Ride Along 3, Kevin Hart's now married wife gets a divorce. All because he's a fucking idiot. Yeah, that would happen if there was another sequel, which I hope won't happen again. Guys, if you want to check out my early reviews before my video reviews, go to my Rotten Tomatoes page on the description below. Other than that, that is my review of Ride Along 2. Thank you for watching. More reviews on the way.